I work for the Internal Revenue Service. We are the tax collector for the federal government. I know that the IRS is one of the most hated parts of federal government, and I completely understand that. But we need taxes in a civilized society in order to create the general pot of funding that can be spent to provide services for the general population. Taxes make sure that we are a protected country and we are safe. Taxes help fund education, food safety, and in that regard, everybody should pay their fair share. Small businesses, large multinational corporations. It is not a joy to pay taxes, but there are millions of federal workers trying to provide the things that you need. We're basically the waiters at your catered party. Then in the background, we are delivering all of these things for the general population. The IRS also ensures fairness and tax compliance. The Inflation Reduction Act provided the IRS with continuous funding of $80 billion for 10 years, because in order to ensure that fairness of compliance, to deal with these complex high-income international agencies or billionaire individuals, we have to have the funding and the technical staff, the lawyers that know what they're doing on these large cases. Since January of this year, that funding was cut by this administration. It is easier now for high-income, high-wealth, multinational corporations to cheat the tax law. It sends a huge signal that it's going to be okay to not have to pay your taxes. The stated mission of DOGE has been to cut fraud, waste, and abuse, and that has absolutely not been happening since January of this year. And if DOGE really wanted to create efficiency, they would have followed every single standard business leadership book that says you come in and you figure out the lay of the land first, and then you make data-driven decisions. What do you think needs fixing? We have ideas, but that's not really the point of DOGE. This year, the IRS has seen more changes in our leadership than ever before. I think we've seen 4 different commissioners. Any kind of IRS modernization programs have been stopped. We've seen the firing and rehiring and firing again of thousands of employees. It signals to the employees that there's no stability, that there's no correct direction. It's 100% detracting from the actual mission of the IRS, the filing season. The IRS is not perfect, but when I took this job, I took an oath, and that oath lives in my heart to defend this country from enemies inside and abroad, and to try to make government work better and more effectively for people in this country. Instead, the door has been opened to greater abuse of the government systems. Why is this happening in the country that is supposed to be the leader of democracy?